What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning into my channel, Jace's Own World. Once again, I appreciate it, you guys coming here and supporting my channel. Today, I got a good one for you. I just got the DieselGeek Sigma 6 version 2 short shift kit for the MK7 GTI. This kit also goes with the Mark 6, the Mark 7.5, and I believe the Mark 5. Whatever's a 6-speed and a manual transmission, this shifter will fit that. It also fits Audis as well as other Volkswagen models, I believe, that use the E8888 engine. But anyways, Sigma 6 version 2 is what the shifter is called. And so today I'm going to do not an installation process because there's so many other videos that have the DieselGeek Sigma 6 version 1 and version 2 on YouTube, and they will do a much better job at the installation process than me. Even DieselGeek themselves have made several videos on how to put it all together and install it in your vehicle. But I'm going to show you the pros and the cons that I think are applicable with this shift kit. A little background on my MK7 GTI right now is it currently has a forged short shift kit on it, which has a 30% reduction in throw, as well as an ECS tuning billet bushing kit installed with those. And then everything else is the stock hardware when it comes to all the other shift components in that area. Not talking about the shift knob itself or the clutch or anything like that. Those are all separate videos. But I'm just talking about the short shift kit and the cables and the stuff inside the engine bay that are sitting on top of the transmission. So let's get right into the Sigma 6 from DieselGeek, the version 2, and I'll tell you what I think about the whole setup compared to the forged short shift kit and the ECS tuning billet bushings. So let's get right into this. All right, so with the car on, I'm going to show you the length of the throw of each gear using the forged short throw shifter and the ECS tuning billet bushings installed with that shifter. This is not the OEM setup, so this will not apply to the stock shifter in the MK7 GTI. This is going to apply to someone who already has the forged short throw shifter or something similar to that with ECS tuning billet bushings. So let's go to reverse. Okay, does just fine. Goes in reverse. Let's go to first. Let's go to second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. As you can see, the throw is not that long compared to OEM. I think this was like a 30% reduction or something like that. So I'm pretty satisfied with the throw length of the forged short throw shifter itself. But what I'm not satisfied with is the side by side, which I'm going to demonstrate here. Here's first side by side. So it's pretty wiggly. A second side by side. Third side by side. Fourth side by side. Fifth side by side, sixth side by side, and then reverse side by side is tight. But it's the first, which is really loose. Look at that. Second, really loose. And the reason for that is because the forged short throw shifter doesn't come with any side by side adjustment. It just comes with a 30% reduction or up to a 30% reduction in the throw itself, not the side by side. So the reason why I decided to go with DieselGeek, well, that's the main reason. It's for the side by side action, because that kind of gets annoying when you're performance driving. It goes into gear just fine, like no problem, but I don't like being like this or like this, you know, or like this. It's just too loose for me. So I went with the DieselGeek short shifter kit, which includes the throw shortness. I don't know if it's going to be any shorter than this, we'll find out. But it also includes the side by side And that's going to really increase the drivability fun factor for the manual transmission. So let's go ahead and get that installed, and then I'll come back to another portion with this and add it into it with the DieselGeek short shifter kit installed. All right, here we go. So we got the DieselGeek Sigma 6 short shift kit right here. It's got really nice engraving right there, DieselGeek.com. And the billet pieces are really light and really well made. Oh, another DieselGeek.com right there, 6-speed, as you can see, boom. And this is like, it's almost like a bushing pivot where it swivels back and forth. And then it has the mark where you can see right there where it has the missing tooth right there. It's not missing, it's intentionally notched out right there, but there's a specific way you put that onto the spline of the transmission where that piece mounts. And then you got all of your miscellaneous parts that you're gonna need to put together on this kit. One thing I do wish, for $200, I wish they put this kit together already, so we didn't have to, you know, put it together at home. I was hoping, because I didn't even know what it was going to look like, but when I saw it in pieces, I was like, crap, is this all the pieces? So it makes the buyer wonder if they got all the pieces and stuff. Rest assured, I do have all the pieces, but it would have been nice if they put it all together themselves, because they could probably do it in like minutes, you know, not a big deal. So I'm going to piece this all together, and I'm not going to show an install video because there are plenty of install videos online. I'm basically gonna put it all together, and then I'm gonna show you the final product, and then I'm gonna show you the after of the shifter, and then go from there. So I will get right on that, and we'll see you soon. First off, I do want to quickly show the difference between the version 2, which is this one, and the version 1, which is not this one, of the Sigma 6 DieselGeek short shifter. Basically, there are two differences from what I've seen. First of all, there is another mechanism that looks like this piece right here that goes on the side-by-side piece right here instead of the normal looking piece right here. On the version 1, you don't reuse this one. They have an aftermarket billet one and replace it that looks like this for that. And then on the version 2, you actually reuse this piece right here. So that's a stock piece right there that you're going to be reusing on the version 2. Not a big deal to me, not a big deal. But the other difference on the version 2, which is this one, versus the version 1 of the Sigma 6 DieselGeek short shifter, is this piece right here. And on the version 1, you have, you know, the similar markings and stuff like that, but you have nuts that go on this end on the version 1, which makes it a little more of a difficult install, because once this is installed and that spline is on the transmission, you're gonna have to put like a box wrench underneath here to hold the nut, and then, you know, whatever is on top, the Allen wrench up here, and then tighten it down. That's kind of annoying because it's a little more time consuming. Not that it's bad or anything, but it's a little more time consuming for the install. With the version 2, it has this piece right here, which is a separate piece right here. And these screws, which are Allen on the top, they just screw into that, and then it clamps it all together. So essentially, when this is on the transmission on the spline, you're not gonna have to put a box wrench underneath here to tighten down these screws. You just need that piece because it's gonna self tighten down, which is really cool. So it makes it a much easier install. Pretty much the same working parts and everything. It's gonna work the same, it's gonna act the same, but it's just gonna be a much easier install all around. So that's the biggest difference of the version 2 versus the version 1 of the Sigma 6 DieselGeek short shifter. Cool sticker too, by the way. Check that out. All right, so the DieselGeek is all installed. There it is right there. Sigma 6 version 2. Everything is installed, everything is tightened. The forge short shifter was not coming off this spindle. I mean, I was doing everything to get that sucker off. So I eventually had to come over and drill, because I don't have a power tool that can cut into the metal. And so I had to drill, and eventually yank and pull and chip pieces off just to get it off the spindle. It was a pain in the butt, but I finally got it on, and sucks because I won't be able to sell that, so that's trash, or maybe just an ornament piece, I don't know. But the new one is in, and it went over the spindle just fine. I actually greased it up with some anti-seize so it won't seize up next time. It is a pretty tight fit, but there is, just like in the videos, there's a spot, there's a little notch that's supposed to line up with the other notch in this, and that's how you install it. So if you want to go look at the installation process, you can do that on YouTube. DieselGeek has a bunch of those videos out there. But yeah, so that's the install. Next, I'm going to show you the throws, and then I'll basically just maybe make a video of me driving and my reaction to the DieselGeek Sigma 6 version 2. So far, it feels really good, really tight, a lot tighter than the Forge with the ECS tuning billet bushing. So I think I'm gonna like it a lot. And yeah, so I'll get to that part in the next part of this video. All right, so I'm going to show you the DieselGeek Sigma 6 version 2 throws, as well as the side-by-side. I just got it installed, and so here are the throws. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So honestly, not a huge difference between the Forge short shifter, which had a 30% reduction in throw. I think the throw on the DieselGeek is just a tad shorter, but I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't had that much time with the car. I just installed it, so I'm just going off what it looks like right now. But let's do it another one. Let's do reverse first. So reverse, okay, boom. And then we'll go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. You tell me what's shorter. If it looks shorter than the Forge short shifter, I'm not quite sure yet. I think it is a little bit shorter, but not by much. But the biggest difference is the side-by-side. Look at that. Hardly anything. Hardly anything compared to the Forge. That's it. That's it. That's it. And that's 6. Here's reverse. Still pretty tight. Do that one more time. First, side by side. Second, side by side. Not much there. Third, side by side. Fourth, side by side. Fifth, side by side. And sixth, side by side. And reverse. Side by side. It's tight. That's the biggest difference with the DieselGeek Sigma 6 version 2 short shift kit versus the Forge short shifter with the ECS billet bushings that I have in it. The side-by-side is a lot better on this, and when I take it on a drive, it seems like the side-by-side is even tighter. So it's just an all-around great setup, and I'm really liking it. So I'm going for a quick drive through my neighborhood right now. I just want to speak about normal user reviews. A lot of the reviews that you're finding online when someone installs the DieselGeek Sigma 6 short shifter is that there have been a couple people who have said they didn't like it because of the notchiness. So yes, the DieselGeek is notchier. It's actually a lot notchier from the factory over the factory short shift kit. So I can see why people don't like it. They say that they didn't like it at first, but then after like a couple hundred miles, it loosened up. Not loosened up, but the notchiness wasn't as extravagant anymore. I haven't put a couple hundred miles on it yet, so I don't know for sure. But I will tell you, since I already owned a Ford short shifter before this, it's not as bad. Like I was already used to the notchiness, and I also prefer having a notchy shifter because it gives me greater feel when I'm shifting. So I've been used to it. I've been running that Ford short shifter for over 3 years now, and so I'm completely used to the notchiness because that one was also notchy, a lot notchier than the factory shifter in the car. So the factory shifter just seems soft and spongy, and the throws were long, and I just didn't like it, which is why I decided to go with it. So this one feels really good to me because I'm used to that, but it might not to you. So I still give it, I don't know, a 9 out of 10 on feel. I would give the Ford short shifter like a 6 out of 10 on an improvement of feel and notchiness over the factory shifter. And the DieselGeek Sigma 6 short shift kit, so far I give a 9 out of 10 because it's that good. I'm loving this side by side. Like there's like no slop in it. All right, I'm just gonna do a mini pull in second gear. Mini pull. Oh yeah. So it's gonna take some getting used to because I jerked it from second going into third right there. Man, what is up with the, anyways. So it's gonna take some getting used to with that because I was a little jerky going from second to third gear, but the throw is definitely shorter than the Ford short shifter. It's definitely shorter and it's definitely notchier, but it's tighter, and that's the biggest improvement over the Ford short shifter. Install on this, if I didn't have to drill into my Ford short shift kit and break it all apart, this would be a very easy install. So I'd probably give the install like a 2 or 3 out of 10. Not that hard. You just have to have basic tools and take things apart. Other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. And so I really think anybody could do this on their own at their own house with basic tool setup. And so for that, I give it the rating that I gave it. Let's do another one. Let's do a first gear. Yeah, I'm just spinning tires. First to second is really nice. Second to third is a lot notchier. And then third to fourth, you know, is about as normal as first to second. So far loving this. This is awesome. I really like it. It's gonna take some getting used to, but that just comes with driving time, and I'll get used to it, no problem. But I really like it. So highly recommend the DieselGeek Sigma 6 version 2 short shift kit. It's $200 and it shipped to me within 4 days, I believe. It was not that big of a deal, didn't take very long, and everything came packaged well. You know, you just had to put it together and then install it in your car and be on your way to a better shifting experience. I appreciate it, and I hope you like this video. Go get yourself a Sigma 6 DieselGeek, guys. Sick. All right, talk to you later. Peace.